Hi, it's nice to meet you. I am Clutter Cricket, and I have had this YouTube channel for a couple of years and have never posted an actual video. And that is because I have been very worried about being a unicorn, which basically means being perfect. I felt like I couldn't get on this platform unless I lost all the weight or my house was immaculate and there really wasn't anything for me to do in the video if that's how things were, but I still felt like everything had to be just so for me to be able to film a video. And I realized that that is incredibly silly. And a good friend of mine, Cassandra Arson, who a lot of you may know as Clutterbug here on YouTube, or you may have seen her on her HGTV show Hot Mess House. She was talking to me and telling me that I just need to do it and to stop procrastinating because it's not about being perfect. And she is 100% correct as usual. So I'm finally making my first actual YouTube video today because I want to help people who are just like me, just everyday normal people trying to tackle all of the things we need to do in our homes, from decluttering to organizing to cleaning to parenting and just all the different balls that we have to juggle every day. So, my channel focuses on all of those things, and I want to help you really create the home and the spaces that you truly love and want to be in. So, the first thing I'm going to talk about today is my own journey with clutter and getting organized. I have really struggled with clutter off and on throughout my life, but it got really bad after my first divorce, and it was not good. Let's just put it that way. I was a single mom the entire marriage. The marriage was about a decade long, and when I met my ex-husband, he had nothing. He was in the military straight out of high school and all of that. So he really didn't have any belongings other than his clothes and like a coffee mug, and that was really it. And so I had already been living on my own for a while and I had a daughter. And so I had an apartment, I had furniture, I had, a whole life. And somehow in the divorce, because he had money and could afford a fancy attorney and I could not, he managed to take everything, and he even kept most of my things from before we were married. And so I walked out of that divorce with less than what I came into the marriage with, which was a hard pill to swallow. Um, it was rough. It was starting my life completely from scratch, even with less than what I had when I went out on my own, after college, because I had like hand me down furniture from my parents and things like that. So that situation there really kicked off my clutter journey, because from then on, I was trying to rebuild my life and I had to reacquire all of the things that I had already had as an adult, and so I had to get all new furniture and decor and basics like dishes and silverware and linens and beds. Even, I mean, I had to start over completely. And so I was acquiring these things, but I just kept acquiring. And because I was really trying to build the life that I wanted, or the life that I imagined, basically my future self or my dream self. And I wasn't seeing that what I was really doing is I was taking away from my present self and the life that I have right now. So once I got the things that I needed, a couch, a TV, just the basics, the furniture and all that, and I got some decor, and I had a good and functional home, I kept getting more things for the future that I wanted. And I didn't want to let anything go because uh, after that divorce, I had no money whatsoever. And I had 4 kids at that point. And so I had no money, a lot of kids, and I knew that I wouldn't be able to replace these things, that I couldn't afford it. So I didn't want to let anything go. I had what you call a scarcity mindset where I couldn't replace it. I didn't know if I could ever get it again. And so I held on to everything like, it was bad. And it wasn't like a hoarder situation or anything like that. I only picked up things that I knew that I would or could use in the future. And so, like, my entire dining room at the house I'm in now was filled. Not like floor to ceiling, but it wasn't a usable dining room. It was just a storage area. There might be some clutter in the hallway, or, if I had an extra room, there would be some clutter in there because I would store stuff in there. And so, oh, and the basement, of course. Don't forget the basement. That's a big one. So it wasn't like you had to move things out of the way to walk through the house or anything like that. It was just, I was trying to rebuild and reclaim what I had. And unless you've gone through a situation like that, it's really hard to understand where someone like me is coming from, because and I know people that have had fires and things like that can relate. Once you've basically lost everything, when you start to rebuild that, you don't want to let go of anything, because it's like that feeling of loss all over again. And so it's kind of traumatizing and very emotional, obviously. So it took it took a while for me to really get to the point where I was comfortable letting things go. It was really wanting my house to be beautiful and functional and to have just a wonderful space for me and my kids as a single mom. And the biggest thing that helped me emotionally was I found the YouTube channel Clutterbug, and I used to watch her. Well, I still watch her every day, but but that is what really helped me because I could relate to her because she was a person. She was a person just like me. She was a hot mess and she was a little crazy pants, and she was so relatable, and she talked about the things that I could relate to and that I understood and could pull into my life. And she helped me so much that I actually became a professional organizer and started on my own journey of decluttering and organizing and helping other people declutter and organize. So that's kind of how I got here. So I want to really welcome you to my channel, and I hope that you stick with me and watch some of my future videos that are coming. I know this one's going to be very different than my future videos. I really just wanted to take the time to introduce myself and give you a little backstory on who I am and where I'm coming from. So some of the things that you will not see on my channel, you will not see perfection. You will not see an immaculate house that already looks like it belongs in a magazine, and I really don't have anything that needs to be cleaned or tidied. You're going to see a real home with a real single mom who has real kids. Of course, I have 6 now. I have 6 kids, ranging in age from 5 to 24. And yes, my 24-year-old still lives at home upstairs. Now, two of my kids are out of the house now. My twins are 19, and one of them lives on the West Coast, and I am in the Midwest, so that's hard for me. The mom part. And then her twin sister is active duty in the military, and she is currently stationed overseas in the Middle East. So, yes, so that's a hard one for mom too. But I still have four kiddos here at home. So I have my 5-year old, who will be 6 in January. I have my 8-year old, and then I have a 17-year old who is a senior in high school. And then again, my oldest who lives upstairs. So I have a house full of kids. And again, I am single, so that means it's just me taking care of everything. So I have to do a lot to pay the bills and to keep the household running, and cleaning, the nonstop cleaning and the picking up and the organizing, and just everything that has to be done. And my house is not gonna look great on video, and that was one of the reasons I never filmed, because I'm a professional organizer, but my house doesn't look like it. That is because I am so busy trying to make sure that the bills are paid and we have a roof over our heads that I'm focusing on my job as an organizer and helping other people get organized. And then when I have time for my house, then I work on my house. But, making sure the bills are paid, my kids are taken care of is what comes first. So my house reflects that. So I'm really trying to make it a point to focus on my house and get my house the way that I want it. So you're still going to see clutter in my house. Even as an organizer, you're still going to see clutter in my house. You are still going to see spaces that need to be organized. You are still going to see rooms that look like a hot mess. And that's just life. I have priorities, and it's more important that our bills are paid and my kids are fed than it is my house is perfect. So, this is kind of me holding myself accountable to really start focusing more on my home here, and really just going on that journey with you and showing a lot of the things that I have gone through. We even had a flood a couple years ago, which I will talk all about that in a future video, because that was another nightmare of epic proportions. So anyway, welcome to my channel. I can't wait to get to know all of you, and I hope that you enjoy getting to know me, and I look forward to sharing all of my knowledge and experience with you in the future. Bye!